This morning, I'm immensely proud to announce our plan to build a new multi-use football stadium at Sacramento State. The new state-of-the-art stadium will support multiple sports, including football, as well as men's and women's soccer. We are also excited to announce that the stadium will also support our nationally renowned men's and women's rugby teams.
This venue will be the largest outdoor venue within this region. And as President Wood say, we're the state university in the capital city, and we're going to act like it. Well, this is one way we're going to act like it. And we're certainly going to have this stadium used for this entire region and not just our students.
I really think this can help all of Sacramento come together for one team. And we want to be the pride of Sacramento in every sport, and especially in football. So we're going to keep working at it. That's our job. We got a game this Saturday that we're looking at. But today is about this university moving forward and being able to, again, offer the best facilities so that we can go out and recruit even more people that want to come and be great.
Well, how about that as we start another edition of the Stingers Up Sacramento State Football Podcast? We're going to do things a little differently this week. Had plans for the podcast, but things changed when news started to develop around the program. And on Thursday, there was the announcement, heard kind of cut up into different pieces coming from Sacramento State. You heard President Wood, you heard Mark Orr, the athletic director and head coach, Andy Thompson, about the prospects of a brand new stadium for Sacramento State. Certainly exciting times, certainly more details to come in the future. And let's get into it. Jason Ross here on another edition of the Stingers Up podcast. We will talk about the Big Sky opener this week for Sacramento State against Northern Arizona. Look back at the win against Texas A&M Commerce last week. Also, we'll visit with All-American Jackson Slater. And let's start out, though, right here with the news of the announcement today on Thursday about the brand new stadium coming to Sacramento State. Lots of questions coming from people hitting me up, asking me about things. I don't have all the answers, but here is what I do know. First and foremost, things like this have been in the works. They've been working on behind the scenes, and now combined with announcements a couple weeks ago about the formulation of the Sac-12, a lot of local political figures and people tied to the school trying to elevate this program, whether it's the Pac-12 or the Mountain West, really what's looking out for the best of the university and the best of the community. But you also need some benchmarks to clear. Now, this is pretty good timing on the school's behalf because they had been working on funding and finding mechanisms to help get this stadium done. And so you look at it with the largest increase in the number of students coming to Sacramento State, combined with a fee increase, the ability to have some concerts. There'll certainly be naming rights to be named later, and potentially sharing the facility with other tenants. These are ways that are going to help fund a brand new stadium on the campus in basically the same site. And then you figure out what it's going to look like and different things and different elements all to come. So exciting times, certainly for Sacramento State, for the community, for the football program. And if, in fact, there would ever be a jump to the Pac-12 or the Mountain West, this needed to be done regardless. And let's say there is no jump in conference. Well, there's nothing wrong with having a new football stadium while maintaining their status in the Big Sky. So if that's the bottom option of all of this, not such a bad option because this is something I think that was needed. Facility upgrades regardless across the campus and across the sporting landscape needs to be done. And this certainly was a huge day, an exciting time. And then now the process starts. And how soon will it be ready? Well, when they want it ready as soon as possible, it's not tomorrow. We all want everything tomorrow. Just know if you've ever tried to build a house, renovation, an apartment building, a work area, things take time. There's a lot of different guidelines and different things going on. But I think it's exciting to know that this is going forward. And there's a lot of people that, want to make this happen and have the will and desire to make it happen. So as far as the other part, does it help with the Pac-12? Does it help with the Mountain West? Certainly can't hurt. And then as you watch that landscape and those dominoes start to fall with some teams committing now another team to the Pac-12 in Utah State. I know they need at least one more, if not a couple more teams. How will the Mountain West shake out? This all is what this is doing is getting a lot more attention to Sacramento State. So as the story develops, as I get more information, I certainly will pass it along. But I think Thursday felt more like a celebration, an exciting day on campus, and exciting times going forward. The timeline, I'm sure, will be flexible, but knowing that a stadium with appropriate locker rooms, concessions, bathrooms, suites, press box, that's exciting to know that Sacramento has that on its horizon. All right, so let's get to the team itself. And last week, they went to Texas A&M Commerce, another road game for the Hornets, and we talked about the importance of being 2-2 after 4 games. Well, they did it. They got there, and it was a pretty complete performance last week. Let's get to the highlights and recap how it went. First possession of the game, opening possession, Hornets go right down the field. They drive. They stall a little bit, but they still get 3 points.
This will be, a 37-yarder between the hash marks. McGuff's the holder, Campos the long snapper, and Schreiner to try to give the Hornets the opening lead. Can he kick it? Yes, he can. It's good. As the Hornets take a 3-0 lead on a field goal in the opening drive with 11:03 to go in the first quarter. It's Sacramento State 3, Texas A&M Commerce Lions 0.
Well, defense would also be the theme of the night. Let's go with back-to-back big plays here in the first quarter by the Hornet defense.
Play action, stopping, veering, running away from Casciola, and turning it upfield. And the Hornets are quickly there. Nakayan Jackson behind the line of scrimmage. So Casciola made him change direction. He had help from friends with Nakayan Jackson.
Yeah, Casciola deserves a lot of credit for that because he forced the quarterback to completely adjust where he was going. And they're going to go for it because they're in the no man's land of can't make a field goal, too close to punt.
And their field goal, they've had issues with special teams. Their only attempt, Indy Gallegos missed it. They've missed some PATs this year, too. So it's 4th down. That'll officially be counted as a sack for Nakayan Jackson, second straight week for him. It's a 4th and 6. Changing the play from the far sideline. Head coach Clint Dolzell now calls the plays. This is his second year. He's an offensive coordinator as well. Snap comes in. Rodriguez locks in left, throws a deep ball, far sideline, and making an interception. Playing great defense is Mulliken near the goal line.
That was perfect coverage. Wow. He made up ground while the ball was in the air. He turned back and not only batted it down, he picked it off. In reality, he probably wishes he batted it down because the Hornets would have the ball around the 40 instead of their own 2. But that was still, you can't just physically, you're not thinking that at the time.
Yeah.
Still just a 3-0 score, but the Hornets would add on, only, though, with their second field goal of the game.
Anyway, now you got Schreiner on. This will be a 34-yarder. Little angle here is from the far side hash, kicking with the wind. High snap, ball placed down. Good pursuit by Commerce, but it's right through, and the Hornets get their second field goal, another one by Schreiner. And not a comfortable lead, but add 3 more for the Hornets. It's 6-0 with 7:52 left here in the second quarter.
All right, they've been the better team, but they're only up 6-0. They haven't been able to get that separation. Well, needing that separation, Elias Mulliken, who had a huge week, gets the game's first touchdown.
BK Jackson in the back, piece to throw, throws it to the outside. It's a pick 6. There's Mulliken. Touchdown, Hornets. He stepped right in front of it. What a day and what a half for Elias Mulliken.
Mulliken thinks he's Ohtani in this game. My goodness, 2 interceptions already. Pick 6. You knew that. Jason, you got so excited. You knew it was a pick 6 before he even intercepted it.
I did call that one a bit early.
You did. That was just clear as day.
Mulliken's 2 picks and that score helped earn him Big Sky Defensive Player of the Week. So a couple weeks in a row for the Hornets. Last week it was Will Leota, but he also got the National Player of the Week. That was Leota a week ago. So before the half, already looking good, up 13-0, but one more score would really stand out. And the Hornets, before the break, would extend the lead as Conklin would find Gibson.
Second down and short. Play fake. Conklin looks right. Now looks deep towards the end zone to Gibson. He caught it. Touchdown, Sacramento State. Working against Epps. Might have got away with a push-off, but he brings it into the end zone. Touchdown, Hornets. You see the Gibson family right below us, high-fiving and up. They appreciate that. What a throw and catch. And the Hornets extend the lead to 19-0.
What a dart of a throw. And when Conklin decides to throw, he can get it in there very quickly. I think there was a little push-off.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Danny, how you doing down there?
Guys, that was just a little, hey, I'm here. Hi, how you doing? Oh, I got to catch the ball.
That was a Texas greeting.
A Texas greeting here. That was not really a push-off.
Okay.
Second half with the lead of 20-0. More defense for Sacramento State as the back end of the defense playing a little ricochet.
Quick throw over the middle, thrown high, ball tip, intercepted by Mervyn Kenyon. He's got a convoy in front of him, 40, 35, 30, and escorted out of bounds. Second INT of the year for Kenyon. The ball popped up in the air. He got the pick, couldn't take it for 6, but takes it to the 27-yard line.
I haven't seen a better set by the volleyball team than that one. It was 2 hands that just popped the ball perfectly up into the arms of Kenyon.
Good thing he didn't spike it. He caught it, and he had desires to get to the end zone.
You could see the way Kenyon was running. Kenyon's a good long-distance runner.
That led to a scoring drive for the Hornets. Carson Conklin, the freshman, would find Elijah Tau-Tolliver for yet another touchdown.
Hornets are going rare 2 back
Yeah.
in the backfield.
It's Maleni and Tau-Tolliver. See if they can score to Ice Ice Baby. On 2nd and 9, they'll fake to Maleni. Wheel route, wide open, Tau-Tolliver. Beautiful play. Touchdown, Sacramento State.
I was watching Bobby Frescas, our offensive coordinator. He saw the opening and literally jumped out of his chair before the ball was thrown because he saw Tau-Tolliver comes out of the backfield uncovered, Jason.
27-0 all Hornets. Let's add on more from that offense as Ezra Maleni would punch it across the goal line.
The nose of the football is almost in the end zone. It's 3rd and goal. The Hornets will go 3 wide again in the backfield. Conklin to Maleni. He runs left. He goes airborne, and he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Sacramento State. First rushing touchdown for Ezra Maleni as a Hornet. He's had a couple receiving, but he gets it in, and the lead balloons to 33-0.
Joey Wright, number 77, was over there, clearing the way.
Now, the only mystery left in this game, would the shutout happen? Well, it's 34-0, and the Hornets, well, they'd preserve that shutout.
All right, so 4th and goal. Peace looks over the middle. Flush to his right, throws underneath. Caught. What a hit at the goal line. Short of the end zone. And Tavion McKenzie with a hit. What a hit.
Danny, how close was that? That was an inch from being a touchdown.
If he could have turned, he would have had a touchdown, but it was a great one-on-one tackle. Wow, guys, if you could have seen that up close, it was just, he just wrapped his arms around him and threw him back. Great play by the defense.
Afterwards, as you can imagine, a pretty pleased head coach Andy Thompson.
Guys down here with Coach Thompson. Coach, great overall victory for your team tonight.
Yeah, it was good to come on the road. It's a hot night. Had to play a lot of guys, and I thought they played all the way till the end. And good to get another win and to finish out this non-conference season.
You have to be impressed with your defense. It's the last 8.5 quarters they've pitched a shutout, and tackles for loss, sacks, and just playing as a team. 3 interceptions tonight.
Yeah, I thought they did a good job of stopping the run and made it a kind of a one-handed fighter, and then trying to throw the ball. And then our DBs did a great job of seeing the ball in the air and making some plays on it. So good performance. They've come a long ways from camp, and I think we can continue to improve. But great night tonight for defense and overall, again, offense ran the football well, scored, had some timely conversions on 3rd down, and special teams did a good job too. So overall, good team win.
You talk about the offense. Let's talk about your running backs. You do it by committee, but over 240 yards rushing. Tau-Tolliver over 100, and everyone who came in made a difference tonight.
Yeah, I thought some guys really ran hard. Tau-Tolliver did a good job. I thought we got a good spark from Ezra on some things, and then Mike Smith, coming back from that injury against San Jose State, he was out there tonight, number 11, and popped a big run when we were down here on the goal line to get us out of it. So overall, a lot of good running backs play. Coach Pumphrey does a great job, and I thought the offensive line instilled their will in the second half and did some good stuff.
Congratulations on the victory, Coach.
Appreciate it.
All right, so let's get another conversation going with some of the seniors on this team. Jackson Slater has been amazing in the Hornet program. And, linemen don't get enough love, but he's getting the attention he deserves. He's been all-conference. He's been all-American. He's just been a mainstay in that starting group for Coach Richardson. And earlier in the week, I had a chance to catch up with Jackson and go through all different things about his experiences as a Hornet, his future in football, and just his overall time at Sacramento State. Here's my conversation with Jackson Slater.
All right, here we are with Jackson Slater, All-American, All-Conference, all everything. Jackson, what's it like to have all the accolades, which have obviously been well earned and deserved? Just how has that hit you when you've had all these honors come your way?
Yeah, it's a pretty cool deal. I think I'm really lucky to how things have kind of shaken out for me and kind of being able to be a part of like some great teams along the way, and I think that's definitely contributed to my individual accolades for sure. But yeah, I mean, I think kind of at the end of the day, it's kind of secondary, and I think just, being able to be a part of a lot of playoff teams, a lot of good winning teams is huge. So,
is there a moment so far in your Hornet career that stands out as like a highlight you'll remember with you when you're long past here?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a few. I think, my first start, my freshman year at Idaho State was definitely a big moment for me.
You haven't come off the field since, I don't think.
Yeah, knock on wood.
Yeah.
But it's been a fun ride. Beating Davis is always a fun memory, especially in 21 and 22 when it was kind of to clinch the Big Sky as well. I don't know. There's just so many. Just even hanging out in the locker room with the guys, every day is kind of a new memory for sure. So.
Well, this season's just starting. It looks like you guys have a makings of a good team at 2-2 so far. Big Sky starting this week. Do you have a read on what kind of team you think you have?
Yeah, I think we got a gritty group this year. I think not a lot of guys kind of jacking off, I guess, anymore. I think there was kind of a little bit of that last year, and I feel like this group is definitely more locked in. I feel like kind of the mindset a lot of the guys have is like really optimistic. For me, just playing here, this is my fourth year, so I feel like I've kind of seen a lot, and I feel like kind of the mindset we have going right now is really good. So I think being able to keep that going through the ups and downs, if we lose a game here or there, or have a bad drive or whatever it may be, I think just being able to stick together is going to be huge. And I think that's what we've done so far. I mean, the first two games obviously didn't go as, how we wanted them to. But, I think we stuck together as a group and, have played pretty well the last 2 weeks, and I think we got a lot to build on. So
the offensive line, since you've been here and others, I've been really impressed with. And you guys even have significant injuries this year. Mejia getting hurt, Soto getting hurt. Yet the level has been really high. What about the depth and how you guys have been able to kind of achieve this standard that's maintained?
Yeah, I think we've had a lot of guys in the program over the years that have kind of helped set a blueprint for what makes a good offensive lineman. Cooper Richardson, Thomas Parker, Brandon Weldon, I think are kind of the names I'd list off of guys that were successful in the program, and I think people notice that and kind of tend to follow the leader a little bit. And I think another thing this year in particular compared to past years, I think this is the closest our offensive line has been, just off the field as well too. And I think having that chemistry on and off the field is huge in, having a successful group no matter who's in there. So yeah.
What does that look like off the field when you guys are together?
It's fun, man. A lot of jokes flying around. No one takes it too serious, which is good, because there can be some personal attacks sometimes. But everyone knows it's kind of all in the name of fun, and it's just been a really fun group so far, and I'm excited to finish it out this year with them.
I'm guessing, and I don't know, this could be just a guess, someone in your group has to have a good Coach Richardson impression. If so, who does it and who has the best one?
I think everyone, depending on the situation, does their own. You know how he is. It's kind of like a rusky voice. Come on, come on, Mejia, or whatever it is. But, it kind of depends on what he's doing, and if he does something funny, then, quite a few guys will kind of impersonate that for sure. So.
Yeah. And now that you mentioned some of the guys before you that you felt kind of helped build this blueprint, do you feel like now you're one of those guys, you're one of the leaders that's passing this on?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I feel like I've always kind of gone about stuff the right way, and I think that's something, I definitely feel pretty strongly about in my career here is I'm a guy that's done everything the right way, and hopefully other people take notice to that and want to do the same things as me. But yeah, I mean, I think especially for the younger guys like Jose, who went down this year, but I think he's got a bright future ahead of him, and I think if he does it, I don't know, not to toot my own horn, but does it like me, then he's got a bright future ahead for sure. So.
Well, you're mentoring some of them, but also your brother's here.
Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah, it's super cool. During his recruiting process, I wasn't sure where he wanted to take it. I think there were a couple other Big Sky schools in the mix for him. But, it's super cool being on a team with your little brother. And, I kind of let him do his own thing. He's in the dorms. I don't want to pester him too much, but it's really cool kind of seeing him take on college and football. And, I'm excited for him. So.
I remember, so your dad played college football too, and I remember a story from Asher, I don't know, a couple years ago. He said that you guys, or maybe it was him or all of the offensive linemen, I think it was him that would call you guys by your dad's name. Is that still going? What happened with that?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of died down. I mean, me and Ash, stay in contact here and there, and, whenever we do, it's always, hey, what's up, Les? What's up, John? And Les is his dad's name, so, that's just, I don't know, one of the fun things from that 22 season, which was a blast. And a lot of those guys on the team were really awesome to play with. But, yeah, I mean, not too much dad name calling anymore, but, yeah.
In the notes each week that they put out talking about you guys as they prep for the games, they talk about all the things that you guys can do and have done. But it talks about you as far as kind of the weight room, your speed, all these things. You've been named to kind of the freak team, what of those attributes do you get the most satisfaction? Like, man, I can't believe I lifted this much. Is there one that's kind of blown your own mind?
Yeah, I think I power cleaned 405 over the last season, which is a huge one for me. I'd been chasing that for, probably a good year or so.
Was that a big locker room moment or weight room moment?
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, the video's out there if you want to see my reaction. I was definitely pretty hyped about that one. So that one was huge. And then I think my speed I feel like I can confidently say I'm a fast offensive lineman. I'm still chasing 20 miles per hour on the catapult, but, I don't think I'll get it in pads. But, I think that's something that I think I kind of take for granted sometimes too. Is like I feel like I'm a pretty fast guy, so yeah.
So have you talked to Coach Frescus about like some lineman eligible passes and let you get in open space?
Jokes go around sometimes, but I agree.
Yeah.
Let me out there. Yeah. Hopefully I don't fumble, but
So there's a lot of people looking at you. Obviously, I'm sure there's some desires to play after here. Is that kind of the plan, at least for now?
Yeah, I definitely want to, see where I can take this for sure. And, I didn't know how realistic of a idea it is because, I don't know, I feel like I try to be a realist with the NFL stuff just because, it's so rare, I feel like. But kind of hearing different things, I feel like it's a realistic goal that I can attain. And I think, having a good, strong senior year and afterwards is going to be huge, so.
I don't even know the rule. Like, have scouts been able to talk to you? Is that even something that can happen right now?
Yeah, I don't know the rules on it for sure, but there's been quite a few rolling through, so it's just cool to see. And for the most part, I think they're kind of here for me. So it's cool to kind of know you're the guy drawing attention for sure. So.
How about, I know you're doing finance. You got school still going on too. How's that as far as just your overall experience at Sacramento State?
Yeah, it's been an awesome time here. School's going good, trying to knock that out this semester so I can kind of finish up football, finish up school, and kind of move on to that, NFL draft training aspect with kind of nothing going on at that time. But, man, it's been a fun ride here. I've met so many cool people, most of them just teammates on the team in the past. I live with a couple offensive linemen. I met my girlfriend here a few months ago, and she's an awesome girl. So I don't know. I just feel like so many big moments in my life have happened here. So definitely close to my heart for sure.
And probably something you couldn't have even considered when you're leaving Washington to come here. I mean, you think how it could go, but is it?
Yeah.
I mean, probably bigger and better and everything than you thought it would be.
Yeah, no question. I feel like I had a plan of how I wanted it to go coming out of high school. But man, like, did that exceed my expectations for sure. So, I was, blessed to have this. This was my only full ride scholarship out of high school. So it kind of made the decision easy at that point. Not having a bunch of options and figuring out where the right place to go is. I was like, these guys are taking a shot on me, so let's do it. And, it's been awesome for sure.
Well, I hope you and your teammates, especially you guys that have been here a while, take a lot of pride in, I mean, just the amount of winning, the conference championships, the playoff appearances that really turned this program around. That I hope you leave, at least however the rest of this year goes, with just kind of that pride of what you guys helped build. Yeah, for sure. I think it's awesome to know I kind of played a part in the winning culture that we now have here, I feel like. And, hopefully the younger guys in the program can continue that for years to come. And, whatever conference we're in, however that shakes out, hopefully the culture stays the same. Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, do you guys even talk about that? It won't affect this year or even the year ahead, but do you guys even talk about that stuff?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. I mean, I think everyone's kind of like, hey, it'd be fun to be a FBS program. We all feel like we're a pretty top-notch FCS program, and we see a lot of teams making the jump. So I know coming back it'd be cool to watch a Mountain West or Pac-12 team or whatever it shakes out to be. Me personally, I want them to go. So,
Yeah. Well, it's been awesome watching you play. I know you got the rest of the season to go and hopefully a lot more football after that. Congrats on your success, and we wish you nothing but the best.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
All right, thank you to Jackson there. Big season ahead and hopefully a bright future ahead for him. His football days will not, I don't think will end here at Sacramento State. So let's wrap up with what is mounting to be a big game this week for Sacramento State. The non-conference schedule is over. The Hornets did get through it at 2-2, played up twice, lost twice, played at the same level, I should say, and looked good with very easy wins. Now it's conference time. The goal of winning a championship is in front of them as far as the conference goes. They've done it before. They know what it takes. And a lot of that is getting off to a good start and winning road games. And they've got that opportunity this week against the Northern Arizona Lumberjacks. The Hornets eked out a win against Northern Arizona last year, and it's a different team. New coaching staff, new players. So Sacramento State has to be ready for a tough place to play with the elevation in Flagstaff, a loud venue. It's Students Weekend, and Parents Week. It's going to be loud in Flagstaff at the Sky Dome. So Sacramento State has to be ready for that. On the injury report, last week Caden Bennett was still out. You had Danny Scudero still out. So Hornets have to kind of find ways to keep going forward while these players are out. Also, I think Grover will be back this week. That's a good sign for Sacramento State, but they just got to keep going, keep that continuity going, and like I said, start off in league play in a strong way. For NAU, they too are 2-2. They had a really impressive loss to the University of Arizona. In fact, it was the first time that NAU had ever been ahead of a top 20 team at the half. They ultimately lost that game. They got convincing wins to open up the season, and also against Utah Tech. They had a bad loss last week as far as the discrepancy in points to ranked Incarnate Word. So they're 2-2. The Hornets are 2-2, but the new schedule starts really Saturday in the Big Sky opener. There's some other games. You watch some teams that are going to battle and lose. Like there's a huge Idaho-UC Davis game. One of them is getting a loss. One of them is getting a good start to their league play. So the importance of getting this one, also knowing the bye is next week and 2 home games after that. They've barely been at home. So it's another opportunity for this team to capitalize, to try to win their 3rd straight, to get to 1-0 in league, and push this forward to the second half of the season. So lots to cover this week. My thanks again to Jackson Slater. The news about the stadium, looking back at last week's win, and, of course, looking ahead to Saturday's matchup with Northern Arizona. We're glad you were here. Thank you for listening. Tell a friend. We're back next week. And thank you so much for listening to another edition of the Stingers Up Sacramento State Football Podcast. I'm Jason Ross. We'll talk to you next week. Stingers Up.